Hi, I'm Dan Schmitt, and it's Team Chicago Challenge. My website is teamchicago.tv. My email is teamdan45@gmail.com. So let me know when you see this stuff up on YouTube. We are at the EAA, Experimental Aircraft Association, Oshkosh, last week in July, the largest aircraft show in the world. Over 500,000 people will come through the gates to see some of these great airplanes. Today, well, I'm going to stop by the drone booth on my way over to Warbirds, and I made a real great discovery. So that's how we're going to start the show. Then we're going to go over by the warplanes. A lot of stuff, air shows, a lot of great people. EAA 2019. And don't forget my website, teamchicago.tv. And don't forget my email, teamdan45@gmail.com. As I arrived in Oshkosh, I noticed the sign for the 50th. This is the 50th Air Adventure to be held in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. When the Air Adventure started, the first ones were in Milwaukee, then they moved to Rockford, and in 1970, the first Air Adventure was held in Oshkosh, and it's been held here continuously for 50 years. Today is July 22nd. Before the week is out, 642,000 people will come through the gates at Air Adventure. There's over 863 exhibitors, like this exhibit we see here. And I should point out that 851 media folk, like myself, came to Air Adventure. Now we're going to head over by the drone cage, and we're going to watch a demonstration on a newer drone. I did not get the name of this demonstrator, but this is a very interesting drone. Let's listen to the questions and answers.
So this is the controller it comes with. Now you have to supply your own device. This is DJI, so you have to download the DJI Go 4 app that runs on Android or iOS. I like to use an iPad. This is the largest iPad I could fit in between the handles here, right? This is an iPad Mini 4. I just use this because I have the bigger views, right? I mean, a lot of people will use their cell phones, right? Stick your cell phone in there and use that, but you know, then everything is just so tiny. It's just hard to see. Like I said, it runs on iOS or Android. The controls, you see, it's basically, if anyone's been into RC airplanes, you just have the two sticks here, right? And the stick on the right, that controls your forward, backward, left and right, right? Whereas the stick on the left, that controls your altitude. Up and down is your altitude, and left or right is the yaw, right? Turning the drone. So basically, those are the only two controls you need. He's coming here.
As he launches the drone,
right there, right?
I am going to learn about a couple new features on these more modern drones.
Yes, you can follow a moving object. So this version has Active Track 2.0. The first version, a couple of years ago, wasn't that good. I mean, you could easily lose the drone by zigzagging back and forth, and it would lose its tracking ability on you. But this version 2.0 now is very good. Supposedly it does anticipation. So say it's following a car, and the car were to go into a tunnel. It would estimate, based on its speed when it entered tunnel, where it would exit, right, and be able to pick up the track again. I haven't tested that personally myself, but
as the demonstrator walks around the caged area, the drone is following him, looking straight at him?
Let's see, so, okay, so I moved it back, right? And I can still see on my screen that I'm still highlighted here. Yeah, so it's still tracking me. Yeah, I can't assume what distance you can track yourself, but
set that distance whenever you tell it to start.
exactly. So you see, I still have control of it, right? So I can move it closer to me here, right? And I still see it myself highlighted, and it's still tracking me. So yeah, you can adjust that in real time.
Is it tracking you or is it tracking the
Oh no, it's tracking me, so it does it optically. So here, I feel trustworthy today. So if you put the controller there. So see, the controller's way over there and it's still following me around. So yeah, so there's your proof right there. It's not honing on anything coming out of the controller at all.
That is very interesting. Now the question is, do you have the right to shoot a drone out of the sky that is following you? Inside the area for the drones, I spot this motorcycle-looking vehicle with 3 propellers or 3 fans connected. This is something that I have never seen before, even though I understand a vehicle like this was here last year at the EAA AirVenture. This is a Assen Aero flying motorcycle. As I look at the drawings, you could see the image is based on a motorcycle with 3 propellers or fans added. As I have covered the story on flying cars in the past, I am very interested in this vehicle and this 4-cylinder setup. 4 cylinders, 2 engines, driving a generator. So this is a generator to charge batteries, and it will be electric engines running the propellers or the fans. The size of these cylinders look like they're either 50 or 75 cc's each. So it could be 200 or 300 cc's total. And now we notice the designer is removing one of the pods. I don't know if you would call this a fan pod or propeller pod. But I believe they are going to move this vehicle to another location at Whitman Field here in Oshkosh.
Here we can just pick him up. Actually, I'll open up the back of my car.
No, we'll assemble it on the trailer.
Oh!
And now they pick up the entire vehicle. It's very lightweight. It qualifies as an ultralight. So it has to be under 250 pounds, I believe. And as they load it on this trailer,
Here we can put it in the car.
I'm going to take a ride to the new location.
Let's get it. Let's see. Where will we
And now we've arrived about 4 or 5 blocks away from the drone area. And this area here is for Excellerate. Excellerate is a company involved with solar energy. And seeing that the Assen Aero is going to be an electrical vehicle with batteries that will be charged, Excellerate is invited the designer to set up the Assen Aero right here. And I had the opportunity to talk to the designer of the Assen Aero.
Oh, now we did it, security.
Alright, hi there, my name is Assen Andonov and I'm the designer of the Skybike Assen Aero, which you can see. This is the second prototype that we have. We came here last year with the first one, make sure that it works. The whole concept is you want to have something that you can wheel in your garage and you can fly for about 45 minutes. It's ultralight, which means no pilot's license, no airworthiness requirement. We want to make it easy to fly, just like a drone. You unpack it, let it sit, get on it, let it go up, it goes up. You don't worry about how exactly it does it. It does all the hard work for you. What is left is to experience the flight. It is the same as a helicopter, so you can hover, you can fly around. Ideally, 45 minutes on hybrid. This one, the one that you're gonna see in a second, is all battery powered. Batteries, unfortunately, are not there yet, so on batteries it only flies for about 10 minutes. But we feel this is not practical, so that's why the push is to get it to 45. That will give you about 10 minutes of reserve and a good 30-35 minutes of range somewhere. Also, gas allows you to fill up and go instead of full electric where you have to go somewhere and charge. And this is a big problem because all these vehicles, they put so much power that charging takes hours. Even if you have a fast charger, that kind of kills your battery over time. So we went hybrid. We have 3 fans. The idea is you could be able to park in a normal standard parking spot, which means eventually in the future, when these things become ubiquitous, you'll be able to use any like open parking lot, rooftop as a landing area. This opens up the possibility for these vehicles to replace a lot of the car traffic in the future. And I know it sounds futuristic for us, and probably we're not the generation that is going to use it, but if you see how the kids look at it and how excited they get by seeing this, it's like they're growing up with the idea that this is actually happening. So when they, in 15 years, when they become consumers, for them this will be perfectly normal. So we're trying to be in that space where we're like the Boeings of the electric vehicles. It will take, we believe it will take 10 to 15 years before this becomes mainstream. But once it does, we'll have 10 years of advanced experience and head start from everyone else. So we'll see. For now, it creates a lot of excitement. We love the way the product looks like. We've test flown it second half of last year, so we have no problems with the flight. Now we're working on the safety system because obviously it's a different architecture and you have different failure modes, so you want to make sure that all this is taken care of before we offer it for sale. We don't want to be testing like, it's not a software only, it's actually lives are at stake, so we want to make sure that before we ship out the product, everything is ironed out. And we see this happening probably 6 months to a year from now, but last year we said that in June 1st we're going to have our first production prototype, and we're a little late by about a month, which in this line of business I think is okay. We can live with that. We need 2 more weeks to finish this one to a flying state, and we'll let you guys know when you can find the video of this one flying on our website, which is assen.aero, ASSEN.aero, and you can learn more there, or you can write us. We have a contact form. We'd love to tell you more, and we think this is the way of the future. And don't hold your breath before these things become like cover the sky. We think it'll take a few years, probably a few decades before you see them everywhere, but for now this is the ultimate experience story.
So, with the hybrid, you also have an engine that will generate,
Yes.
and it
Yes.
doesn't weigh that much, and this is part of the whole concept. So it's electric, but it's hybrid where you have a gasoline engine.
Yes, that's exactly right. If you want batteries for a short flight duration, batteries are better because it's uncomplicated. They're heavy, but they're not that heavy. At about 17 to 20 minutes of flight duration, the weight of the battery becomes equal to the weight of an engine generator. And above that, the engine generator just pulls away and the battery is full because there comes a point where you add a battery and then the extra weight requires so much power that you add up the extra benefit of the battery. Because we're trying to be ultralight, which means 254 pounds empty weight.
Exactly.
This is very hard to
right,
do.
Right.
We're also looking at ballistic parachute and all these things, but for safety it's great, but it adds another 20 pounds. And like a helicopter, you cannot overload vehicles like this. They're strictly powerlift.
And like a drone, it's going to be all computer controlled.
Yes.
So you don't have to worry about avions and...
Yes. You're telling it to go up, down, forward, back, left, and right, and it figures out how to do it. It assists you in landing so that you do not have hard landings. You're instantly with this vehicle, you're a perfect landing master. Because once it senses the ground, it modulates the descent rate, levels itself out, and it allows you to bring it down nice and easy. So you don't worry about
So all
hard
of the
landings.
drone technology is built right into it.
Yes, and we're also trying to make it redundant, to make it basically robust to the point where it's not like you turn in your drone and it says you got to update the system and you wait for an hour for the system to update. It is best of both worlds because drones are so far ahead in terms of capability and automation. You want to make it reliable to the point where you can put a person and repeatedly get the performance of basically a helicopter that you don't need to be a helicopter to fly with.
Right.
Yes.
Great. All right, website again?
The website is Assen, ASSEN.aero, AERO, and you can find us information about the bike, pictures, videos. Most important, you can find the video of the previous prototype flying, and as soon as we get this one running, we'll do the same with this one. We'll upload the video, and we'll let you know when. We also have Facebook and Instagram, so you can follow us there. We're most active there. You can shoot us an email. We'll add it to the email list, but this is more like for when we're ready to pre-open orders. Everything else goes on in social media, so you can keep track of all the developments and what we're doing. But hey, welcome to the new world, Assen Aero. That's it.
Thank you for that interesting conversation. Now we're going to talk to Charlie Fredrickson, who's going to tell us about Excellerate Energy Solutions.
My name is Charlie Fredrickson. I'm VP of Product Development with Excellerate. We are a manufacturer of electrical assemblies and modular electrical solutions for the construction industry. We also specialize in the design and development of clean energy and microgrid products. So at EAA this week, we actually have 3 different clean energy products that we have on display. We have a solar walkway product, we have a ground mount solar product, and then we have our ESC energy storage and control cabinet, which is basically a microgrid cabinet that captures all the clean energy. We'll either store it on the battery or it will use that power to power whatever load is put on it. So in our booth here this morning, we have a Assen aircraft that's being charged utilizing clean solar power, and then we also have a Tesla Model 3 that's in the booth as well, being charged off of clean solar power addition.
So let me throw a question, because I've read about this, talking about Puerto Rico and how bad Puerto Rico's electric system is.
Right.
Is this what you guys would be perfect to fit right in and rebuild a new grid?
Yeah, this what we have set up here today is a perfect application for what's happened in locations like Puerto Rico. We are able to set up this entire system, the energy storage control unit and the solar units within a day. So these systems are scalable, modular, and can be quickly deployed out to many different locations. They can be left in place permanently, and they could help a building operate islanded off the grid entirely, or they can be modular and moved to sites as needed, and can be connected to the grid, and then can work off grid in the event there's a long-term power outage.
So this is the future.
This is the future of on-site power creation, management, and if we're going to have more products like the Assen aircraft and the Tesla Model 3, which are using electricity, how do we start to look at ways to charge these unique and especially with vehicles, we're going to continue to see more and more of them in the marketplace. How do we start to charge them using clean energy versus using power from the grid that could be from a coal-fired plant or something like that?
And the website again?
Our website is www.acceleratemfg.com.
Thank you, Charlie. And now we're looking at Gene Soucy, one of the air performers here at the EAA AirVenture. He is flying a Grumman Showcat. Now the Showcat is derived from a Grumman crop duster agriculture aircraft. Gene has been flying since 1968. He has won national titles and world titles. Let's watch this great demonstration right here at the EAA AirVenture 2019.
Give Gene Soucy a big round of applause. Thank Piedmont Airlines for career opportunities. But that message from Gene Soucy is not over yet. Gene Soucy loves to fly. There is just no doubt about it. He'd rather fly than sleep. He would rather fly than eat. Sign on bonuses. People of certain categories to help you with your dreams.
What a great show. And you can see that he is sponsored by Piedmont Airlines, and they're looking for mechanics and pilots. Gene has flown over 3,000 air shows. And to end the show this week, we're going to hear from the U.S. Customs and Border Protection pipe and drum team. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, as we watch a little bit more of Gene Soucy's performance. For more information on the Experimental Aircraft Association, it's EAA.org, airventure.org. Join us in 2020, July 20th through 26th. If you want to contact me, it's teamdan45@gmail.com. Let me know what you think of my coverage of the EAA AirVenture. Remember, you can always search on YouTube with Dan Schmitt Motorcycle Racing for great motorcycle racing action.